Hello friends and followers, it's good to see you here again. I will try and do this recording, but I've got people outside making noise and I've got people in the house that want to turn on vacuum cleaners. I don't know if you have that problem in your house. I suppose that's why most of us work after midnight, because everybody's in bed and outside noises are minimal. But I need to do this now to get it out the way with. This is my desktop. It's Windows 8, which I've modified a wee bit because I'm a bit of a PC techie. First of all, I've removed the icons, which I'll show you how you can do that here. You right click on your desktop and you can turn your icons off and on in the View tab there. Just makes it nice and clean and gets rid of all the icons. So the first site I'm going to look at today was one I used to visit a bit and look at all their findings. And I thought I would do some investigation and see if I can duplicate the results. And I was a bit shocked to find out that wasn't as what they claimed. And the site is this one here, called Luna Cognita. And as you can see, it's got almost 25 million views and it's got 26,000 followers, but it's been going since 2008. So yeah, this guy here, what's his name, Carrie, let's zoom in. That's another thing I've got going, is this magnifying glass for Windows. Comes in very handy, and I've got a mouse with a thumb button and I can just click it on and off like that and zoom in. Comes in really handy when you want to look at an image or something. So yeah, so let's have a look at his videos and I'll show you the one that got my interest when I first visited here. And as you can see, he's got quite a few, but the one was this NASA Teffer incident, you know, where it snapped and started glowing. Well, he did a flight path analysis, and the good bit is that about 4:25 around about there, you can see here that he's mapping the particles' movements as straight lines or curves. And he's zooming in the bit here that's interesting. Here you can see they're meant to be ice particles, that's what NASA claims. But you see that one changed directions. I'm just trying to work it all out here. You can have a look at the video yourself in the site. It's got some interesting stuff there. But as all things we're finding out is, always look at it with an open, fresh mind and don't believe everything you see. Look at that thing that's curving around there. You keep zooming in different angles. There's a lot of people out there that modify the images and do a bit of fraud, as you know, and you can't believe everything you see on UFOs anymore. And I will show you a point in case. So that's enough of that one. And this is the video in question, called NASA Proof of Image Tampering. Now I thought I'd investigate this one, and I'll just play you the little segment that I'm going to analyze, which is this photo from NASA. So hit play. I've got some music there, I'll turn it off. Now he's claiming that the image has been tampered with, and he's going to change the colours on the thing and shows this square block. Now that should be easy enough to verify, shouldn't it? And so we'll pause it there. So the first thing is to hunt down the image that he was talking about, and I found a couple of sites that store images, and this one here called the National Archives Catalogue, and there's the number. You can search for the number of the NASA file, and there's the image in question, but it's inverted, which is interesting because their one isn't. So he didn't say he inverted it first, but they say all NASA images are all upside down, which would make sense, I suppose. So they don't, obviously NASA don't correct it, hadn't corrected it, so they haven't tampered with it at that stage. And there's also another site here called Flickr, which has archived all of the NASA Apollo mission photographs, and I found that 2 sources were available, plus some other people uploaded. NASA Johnson had uploaded an original scan of it, and also, if you click the next one, I think it is Project Apollo Archive, which is another image, but notice it's probably slightly different. They've got a black border they've added around it. Not too sure why they did that. Maybe they've scanned further out on the edges. And you can see there's some bumps there, but you can see the border. And there's other people that use the account. They've uploaded other images here. That person. I keep getting this sign up thing, but I'm not going to sign up to it. I'll just keep closing the cross. And there's another one here at the end here. Another person's uploaded the same image. And notice it's up the other direction, these ones. So that's interesting. So they've inverted the image the correct way on the archive. And of course this was rescanned. Where was the date? Somewhere here you can show more information. The EXIF information gives information about that image. I can't remember what it stands for. Extended information format or something. Probably have to Google that. But talks about how many DPI it is and what they use to scan it or process the image back to a JPEG. And where was the date? Some programs tell more information, of course. Oh, here's the date, uploaded on the September. So that's when they scanned it in. So we'll cover more on that in a minute. And this one, if you go to the Johnson one, which talks about 1969 scan, that was taken in 1969, but I think it was scanned in 2008 or something. I thought, look at a program that looks deeper into it. So it gives you an option here to download them. There's the download thing. I've already done that, and I downloaded both these images here because they seem to be bigger sizes and 4,000 pixels. Well, this one here seems smaller and higher JPEG compression, so we'll get rid of that one and we'll stick with the published source of NASA archive, which is 8,500 images. And I've started playing around with the images in paintbrush. I mean paint.net, not paintbrush. It's like a free version that's way better than anything Microsoft does. And I'll show you it now. So here's one from NASA, and that one's from was it Johnson. So I will right click and open it with paint.net. Now this is a freeware program. It's a big file, so it takes a wee while to load. It's probably more powerful than Photoshop, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to add plugins, and I've added so many plugins it takes a while for it to open up. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not coming up now. Oh yeah, it's finally caught up. Effects. There we go. Looks like it has to cache some things on first opening. After that it's fairly fast. As you can see, there's so many different things you can do with it to improve your artwork or analyze images. And the one I find useful is called Photo. And you can scroll down, you can see the list. List is big. As you can see, it's not put it in alphabetical, it's put it in order that the add-ons I've added. And there's a heap of stuff there which I wouldn't know probably 90% of what it all does, but finding out the useful ones. Where's the one called Photo? There it is. As you see, and that one's got all sorts of stuff in it for enhancing details, and the one I use mostly is Sharpen Plus or Smart Sharpen. So let's analyze this image anyway, and adjustments is what we want. And as you can see, we've got lots of things we can do with this, with the color and stuff, but the most useful one I found was this Curve Plus, where you can quickly change things by just moving a slider. As you can see, it's pulled in the details of that image, and we can bend this line here and change all the different colors and contrasts to see if there's anything going on. That's total whiteout, is it? As you can see, I'm not seeing any block on it so far. Saves you having to muck around with that color picker thing. You can see, looks like it's got some moon dust in the atmosphere there, haziness. But I found the best one here to really show up things is called Flick Hue. And now we can have some fun changing all the colours of all the different blacks, because you might think that's all black there, but there's various shades of greys and blacks. So when we just move this around, we're going to start changing the colours and start showing up things. And look, there's that haziness showing up. Move it further up. Greens, blues. But as you can see, there's no block there. And if we zoom in, there is no block. It's a lot of little black dots are turned into red there. All that hazy white at the edge is all turned into green, and the surface is blue. I'll just keep playing around with more settings here. There's definitely no block like they shown on that video. There's an interesting one, but there's still no block, no square block. Just change the edge blacks, and you can see it's like a horizon of sun reflecting off the surface back into the camera. What other settings we got here? Increase contrast, luminosity. Let's try that one. Again, getting some interesting results. Of course, you can try this at home yourself. You might need to install some of the plug-in packs for the Paint.net program. You can find it by googling quite easily, and the plug-in and the community for it. As you can see, I'm not seeing any squares. It's a quick way to change all your colours. It's a really nifty little tool. Now you might want to try this out in other photos yourself and see if you can actually find anything that's really smoking gun evidence, because this video surely isn't. And what was the other one? Contrast? Or was that the one we just tried? Well, there you go. That's good. You got the total of the moon here. Still no square block. So let's analyze this further. So we'll just close that tool and minimize it. I'm not sure what that is there. Your guess is mine. Dust in the atmosphere reflecting back to the lens on something. But minimize that. And that's right, we'll have a look at the other image there too. I'll just open that one up. JPL one. Looks identical, doesn't it? But this one's actually half the megabytes. The first one was 7 megabytes, this one's only 3. So let's bring up that tool again. Curve plus. Someone's outside making a load of noise. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not. But I think the default thing is contrast. But we'll change the setting up the top in a minute. You can see we're not getting any square block. Very interesting. So how can they make a claim that there's a square block there? Flip hue, our favourite one. Yeah, let's have some fun changing the blacks to different colours. There we go, look at that one. Looks pretty cool. And as you can see, this one's higher compression. JPEG has various compression levels. And you can see this one's got a bit more grain and more blocks in it because of the compression. All I can think is the image they got was maybe converted into another format and then back to JPEG, and in the process it's added more and more blocks, black blocks in. But there's definitely no black block there. So yep, so we'll minimize that. And now I'll show you some other tools I found called photo forensic. And here we can load an image. So what I've done is I've preloaded it here, which is the NASA one, which I put the word NASA in front, I think. 217. No, that's not the one. Which one's that one? Oh, that might be the forgery one, is it? No. Yeah, it could be. Okay, so I'll re-upload the NASA one and show you. Make sure we got the right one. Browse NASA archive, upload file. This is a really interesting website. I suppose you might be able to do it in the paint.net. That might have a info and other tools, but I just haven't come across them because, as you see, it's got heaps in there. This just makes it a lot easier, and as you can see, it takes a wee while to upload 7 megabyte file to the website. Come on, come on. Here we go, finally loaded, and yeah, that looks like the one. Remember, it had a black line out the outside, and straight away it goes into this error level analysis. And basically, when an image has been modified and they paste different images into an original image, it leaves errors or it creates some artifacts. And here's the original image, and now we move the cursor over and it shows us the error level, and you can see there's no black square and it's all hazy, and there's the crater there. So this program shows that it hasn't been modified, but we can actually look at the metadata, and that's the XIF business and the archive site. And if you scroll down the bottom here, it gives us all the details about it. And as you can see, it tells us when it was last modified, which was 2015, which matched what the archive site said. And they used Photoshop on Windows back then. And how many pixels it is, which one, this one's actually slightly bigger than 4000 like the other image that we downloaded, because I've added the border on it. So yep, so we can upload the other one. JPL one. This one won't take as long. Here we go. You can see this has got a different compression on it, but it still hasn't been tampered with. See, it's got that same hazy, but it's lost some of the detail because artifacts were created through the compression. But it's definitely no square block there. It's all curvy and in layers. And if we look at the metadata, gone too fast. You can see here it doesn't even say that it's been modified in Adobe Acrobat, and it doesn't even have any information say what date it was scanned in. But I think we looked, didn't we? Didn't it say down the side it was, let's have a look. Go back to that first one. Is that the JPL one? No, that's the NASA Johnson one. I called it JPL, but it's NASA Johnson. Oh, that one, yeah, didn't list any year number, so obviously they didn't get the information from the metadata, which is that bit. So the question is then, where did they get the image from to make the video? I'm not saying that they are fraudulent. They may have thought they got the image from NASA's source directly or from another archive, but it may have been scanned in, duplicated, scanned in, and not been the actual original scan done. But we can be sure this is the proper scanned image, because it's well publicized. If you Google Flickr and NASA Apollo images, it talks about it on lots of news sites. After some investigation, I found this site here, keithlaney.net, and I won't show too much of this site in case it's copyright infringed, but I'm not sure if he works with Mila, or whatever his name is. If you go back to this video here and look at the information, stay tuned for Escamilla's new motion picture, Moon Rising. Now I assume he's him and his mate, this Keith guy, are where all these images come from. So I found the image here on his site, Keith Laney, and it looks the same, but notice it hasn't got that blob in the corner. So I downloaded that one too, and I called it Tampered. Here it is here. As you can see, it's exactly the same image. And how do you save it? You normally just right click and on a website image, right click, and you can say save image as, so you can take a copy of it to have a play with. So we'll do that now, and we'll bring up paint.net. Well, I've got 2 copies, creates 2 copies. Get rid of that one and that one. Don't save. Okay, let's open up the tampered one, or the recompressed, or not the original copy one. Well, I'm not saying they're liars or anything, but here we go. We'll do the adjustments on it. You got a question, what happened to that thing in the corner, the blobby thing? Curve plus, and we'll stick with the default contrast one and just swing this up so we can get it with this one, this tool. What was this, saw it then? Well, there's that blobby thing starting to show. Yeah, you can start seeing the blackness appearing there, and best to use that flip hue changer, which is a really cool option. And why is it not showing? But there's that blobby thing showing up. I swear I got it showing up the other day, but you can see it's different. The image is different that they've used. Now let's just go back to that video, and they've got that blobby bit there. But you can see there's no blobby bit there. So something's going on with that image. So it's definitely the same one. Starting to see something then. There it goes. There we go. It's starting to show up on that range. There you go. There's the square. Took a wee while to get it. We're changing all the colours. Now how there's that thing in the corner now showing up. I reckon all the colours got changed, and that looks like it's been photoshopped to me rather than a video artifact from converting. But I suppose if you saved it on a real bad compression ratio, that it would merge a lot of those colours together, but somehow I don't think it would have square corners like that, perfect square corners. Someone's had to modify that image, claiming that as an original image is just bad. Let's see what the other options. Luminosity. See if we can find it on that one. Nothing's showing up yet. All these curvy lines. Oh, there we go. I've got something then. Went past it. There you go. Starting to see it there. Not too sure how to use this curvy thing exactly, but I think you just grab a certain line and move it. There we go. You just got it then. There's the square. But we didn't get that on the other images, no matter how much we moved around on all the different settings. Contrast, I think that was the original one we tried to get it with. Which is a bit harder. There it is. So let's load that one into the photo analysis tool. We've got to close that picker down. No, that's not the page. Here's the page. So we need to upload that one and see what this tool thinks of it. Now this file's only, how big was it? It's, see, it's not even the same pixels. It's not 4000 by 4000, so straight away it's been tampered with. It's only 659 kilobytes, so it's been compressed and it's been played around with. So that video is deceptive. Now, this is not actually given any error. For it. See that? Let's zoom in. You just can't see the square, although if you look at those pixels there, you can see some of the blacks have been changed. And you can see it there. See, it goes square. Let's see what the metadata is. As you can see, that paint does a lot better job than some of the online tools. So this would actually pass it as not being modified. But here, again, you can see the number of pixels is definitely not the original. And they've been clever enough to remove some of the metadata saying where, if it's been edited, and location and timestamp. So that's suspicious to me. So the question is, if it's a original image that they're sure they have and they haven't done it themselves, could NASA have had a piece of sellotape, you know how they black out things? They may have had a squared piece of black sellotape over that area for some reason. But that which doesn't make sense because they've released original images now. So they're not hiding anything. I don't know what else. A JPEG compression, which is quite handy information. Saved 93%, so it's saved at 93% quality, last saved. So you don't know how many generations it is. So what else can we say about this video? They made other claims about this one here, AS08, and I loaded that one in as well. Why is it not playing? There we go. They're saying it's been cut out with a cookie cutter, as they call it, ellipse shape. But I couldn't get that shape either. Let's see. I think I still got it downloaded. AS8. Here it is here. And you can see it's almost 4000 by 4000. And it's either been very compressed, but it's 500k. But that should show up more errors of anything, so let's load that into Paint. You probably hear that jet flying over your head. It always happens, and someone's stacking wood outside. I don't know if you can hear that going on. So AS8 photo looks nice and black, and let's get our famous Curves Plus. And change the hue, and let's have a play around with this one, see if we can get anything to show up. There we go. We've changed all the blacks, and it doesn't look like it's been cut out to me. You can see it's got some light sources flickering out here, some more down here at the edge here. Doesn't look like it's all been blacked out to me. That looks like there's some stars up there. Stars here. Now let's play around more with it, see what else we can get. But we can't get an oval shape that they're claiming. There you go, you still see the same stars, but they're blue this time. And the image has not been tampered with. It's all lies. Let's have a look at this invert luminosity. Blacks or whites. And play around with this. Still not getting anything. There should be, the star should be black. Yep, there they go. Still there. No oval shape at all. Now I downloaded this image again from those two I showed you on the archive site. So you can have a play around with it yourselves. And I hope you enjoyed the episode, and this goes to show, question everything. Don't believe a video is showing you a UFO or NASA fakery. Do your own research yourself and prove everything is legit. If you can prove it, then great. Bring it to us on the web so everybody can see your evidence and show us how you did it. You noticed on that video they don't provide where they got the image from, only to advertise this movie. So it's really just a promotion, not a legit thing at all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration there, and have a go at the tools yourself. You can probably find paintbrush improvement called paint.net. Probably should come up in the first search free raster graphics editor, blah blah blah, for Microsoft Windows. And that looks like they've got a website here, or someone has set up. No, it looks like a company. Software, get paint. There you go, you can get it, download it here. And they've obviously got higher graphics capabilities on their monitor than my little basic HP laptop here. But there's also a community where you can download all the plugins. Probably in there. Why is it not coming up? I think I just searched it. I'll do the search. Curve Plus plugin. Looks like that's some of the sites are down. Here you go. Curve Plus plugin. It looks like it's going to the forums of G-Paint, which we were trying to get before. There you go, you can just download it, and it tells you where to copy it. Some install themselves, and others you have to sort of use Windows Explorer and paste it into the install folder called plugins or something like that. So yeah, better leave it there, as it's going to be a long episode. This will be a special episode I'm going to put out, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon.